And squeeze the bicep at the top.
Hey! Get out of here! That's no Iron Bull video! Look into my world!
When I was young, I was a rebel and I was a problem. And I abused my gift of strength. When I was 16, I was very rebellious and I was in a lot of trouble. So I joined the Marine Corps at 16 years old to straighten my life out. I served 6 years in the Marine Corps, and when I was done, I graduated in the dress blues. 4 out of 400 men achieved that. Once I was finished with that, I went back to civilian life, and then the Iron Bull was born.
Oh, take me from this horrid place. It's not where I belong. Oh, change the color of my face.
The biceps, I usually stand in front of a mirror with a pair of 40-pound dumbbells to warm up the bicep. I do alternate curls with about 10 to 15 reps on each arm. Or I use an empty Olympic bar. Bringing the weight, the dumbbell or the Olympic bar as high as possible. So I get a full flex on the bicep muscle all the way to the shoulder attachment. From the warm-ups, I walk over to the squat rack and I put a pair of 45-pound plates on the bar and I get about 10 to 15 reps. And I work my way up to 185 for about 10 repetitions. Then I move up to 2 1/4. These are my power sets. I get about 8 to 10 repetitions out of that. Then I go to 275 for about 6 to 8 reps. And then as you see, I'm doing power curls all the way up to the forehead, like I mentioned earlier, with 315 with a spotter. Give me those forced repetitions. Then sometimes I do a warm down set with 185 for 10 to 15 reps, and sometimes I don't, depending on how I feel. On the seated dumbbell curls, I start with a pair of 150-pound dumbbells. I power these things up as high as I can, twisting them at the top for full flex of the bicep muscle. I get about 6 to 8 reps in each hand. Then I drop the weight, going down to a pair of 120s. Powering the curls up the same way, getting about 6 to 8 repetitions. Then I'll move down to a pair of hundreds, bettering the form a little better, getting about 6 to 8 to 10 repetitions out of those. Then I move over to the one-arm cable preacher curls. I usually take a low stance on this exercise, and I start with about 80 pounds, pulling them up for 10 to 20 repetitions. I do only 3 sets of these on this movement. Then I usually do lying down bicep curls on the high pulley. Starting off with 100 pounds, I get about 10 to 15 reps. On the second set, I do 120 pounds to 10 to 15 reps. And the last one I load to the bottom, and I get as many reps as I possibly can. To finish off the bicep, I do bent over concentration curls. Taking a wide stance with my legs, leaning over with the dumbbell hanging. I usually start with 120 pounds. I get about 10 to 15 reps out of that. Then I move down to an 80-pound dumbbell for 10 to 20 reps, depending on how your body feels. The repetitions always change. And the last movement, 60 pounds for as many repetitions as I possibly can do. Always finishing at the end with high repetitions. This squeezes the blood into the tendon. This is called my blood sets. I also use the preacher machine for concentration curls. I use one arm. It's a double arm machine, but I only use one arm. And I alternate. I usually stay with one weight on this, 60 or 80 pounds for 10, 20 repetitions, doing only 3 sets.
Well, here we are, Iron Bull, Babylon, Long Island, World's Gym, you, me, Power and Mid Production, brother. Here we are. We just went through the whole set, your whole workout, brother. If I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it myself, brother. But here we are. What we did, what the gods told me to do was come down and find the fiercest warriors in the world. And your name was #1 on the list, brother. And here I am asking you, the Iron Bull, brother, will you be the greatest warrior in the world? Will you conquer the world with Alexander the Great again? Will you come and join the army, brother, with Alexander the Great? Will you come, brother? Look at the lifeline. Look at the blood running. Look at the veins and pumping the life through this man. This man is the ultimate warrior in the world. The strongest, the best, brother. Will you come, Iron Bull? Will you come and conquer the world with us? Yes! Here we come. What you gonna do when the Iron Bull and Alexander the Great conquer the world? Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Okay.